Family, it's Providence. Thank you guys for tuning in. And sure that you've heard by now the awful, tragic news that conservative political commentator Charlie Kirk was killed at Utah Valley University at an event that he spoke at on campus. And I believe he was taking questions, and then there's gruesome videos everywhere, all over the internet, of a bullet just entering into his neck and him dying. Or, well, he didn't die on the spot, but he was in critical condition for a while. And then it was reported maybe, I don't know, an hour or two later that he had passed away. This is horrific, man. This is tragic. There's no other way around this. I think that people of good faith and morals, no matter where you are on the political spectrum, should not at all be seeing this in a good way. This is, I think, the culmination of a political climate in this country that has just gotten to a place where everybody's just demonizing the other side. This is what it is. If you believe something passionately, there's somebody in this political climate waiting to call you evil or say something terrible about you. Now, to be clear, I was not a Charlie Kirk fan. I mean, I'm sure there are many things that we would agree with, but as a black man, I felt like he said many things that was very offensive to me. Many things that I actually interpreted as racist. But never in a million years would I want his voice to have been silenced, and I certainly would have never wanted him to be killed, because I believe very, very deeply in American Western ideals like freedom of speech. And freedom of speech can only work when you like what the person's saying. We have to stand 10 toes down on everybody's right to express their opinion, though it may make you very uncomfortable. And there were things that Charlie Kirk said that had me scratching my head a little bit. But at the end of the day, we went to war against other countries and whatever we needed to do to protect our freedom, so that men like Charlie Kirk, so that all of us could get up and share our opinion when we want to share our opinion. And it doesn't work that you only fight for someone's freedom when they're saying something you agree with, because guess what? If you start silencing one man for an opinion you don't like, and you start silencing another man for an opinion that you don't like, it's only a matter of time for people to turn around and silence you for your opinion. And so one of the great ideals of this country is the fact that we have learned to tolerate each other and to allow each other to express their opinions, even when they make us uncomfortable. Now, are there limits? Yes, of course. I don't think anybody should ever have the right to bully or demean anyone, personal attacks in terms of, like, you know, maybe advocating for some sort of violence or anything crazy like that. Yeah, of course, we should put limits on things when people cross the line. But people expressing their conservative opinions, their opinions on culture, political ideology, you know, race, whatever you may be talking about, you got to let people share their opinions. It's as simple as that. And I think that we have gotten to a place in this country where people are not allowed to hold their opinions without the political ops trying to demonize you. And to be honest, Charlie Kirk engaged in this too. It's par for the course in political conversation. You're not just a liberal, you want to destroy America. You're not just a conservative, you want to bring back slavery or something. You know what I mean? Like, that's just what it is. I mean, the Democrats, and not just fringe Democrats. Okay, I'm gonna call y'all out. And it's not just liberals and Democrats that do this. Again, I said political conservatives do this too. But the Democrats spent all of the last few months before the election trying to say that Donald Trump was a fascist. He was Hitler. He was a dictator. He was basically the worst person to ever live in modern day America. Well, if that's the case, then it's no wonder that they tried to assassinate him a couple times. And it should be open season on anybody that tries to get that guy elected, which Charlie Kirk was chief among anyone in America, working very hard to get Trump elected. So it's only fair that people think that he's a part of the problem too. And so, by the way, Trump hasn't taken away anybody's rights. Still got your freedoms of speech. I'm still waiting for him to become a dictator. I mean, to be honest with you, people still criticize Trump just as much as they did before he was elected. So I guess no one's afraid of Trump locking up his political dissidents or his political enemies. So all this nonsense that they tried to feed you about Trump being a dictator is not true. But the fact is, there are some crazy liberals out there who think it's true. That he's Hitler, that he's Trump, that he's Mussolini or whoever you could think of. Evil fascist who's going to just use the military to take out all the... Listen, to be honest with you, I feel like there's been more political violence from the left than the right as of late. I mean, I don't want to pick on anybody, man. I don't want to add any fuel to the political discourse, but I'm gonna just see things. I'm gonna say things like I see them, man. I feel like I've been looking at the liberal side of the spectrum, and I ain't been liking how y'all been moving. Y'all, to me, are the most thin-skinned, spineless. Like and not everybody in the progressive liberal space, but I feel like I've seen a lot of y'all so distraught over Trump's election that you can't think coherently. Like, I don't understand what's going on with y'all. Listen, I'm not a fan of Trump, but I'll never be afraid of Trump. The fact that all of y'all walk around like literally scared to death of Donald Trump, talking about I need to go to a different country when he got elected, talking about how he's gonna destroy the Constitution, whatever it is y'all say, y'all, you know, all the nonsense, all the stuff y'all been spewing out. Y'all left X because Elon Musk got Donald Trump elected. Y'all started to go to this blue sky. It's like y'all just need y'all safe spaces all the time. Y'all just need y'all echo chambers all the time. Honestly, I look at and I don't consider myself conservative or liberal. I feel like I lean conservative on certain things, but I don't fall into either camp easily. But as I look at the political spectrum, it seems to me that liberals have a harder time having real conversations than conservatives. It just does. It seems to me that y'all perpetually need y'all safe spaces. Y'all perpetually need to up and, you know, you're the ones don't want to sit down with your family members at Thanksgiving because they voted for Trump. Y'all the ones don't want to, you know, sit down for Christmas dinner. Or y'all the ones tearing y'all family apart, saying the craziest things about politicians, all because of a man that has driven y'all nuts. Like, I can't understand it, bro. How Trump has gotten under y'all skin like this. And I think that y'all have to do some soul searching and I know you won't, because to be honest with you, you know, you're gonna have the typical platitudes, you know, the typical sayings, you know, you're gonna have your liberal, you know, politicians come out and say, oh man, this type of violence is unacceptable. Look, no one's gonna change their political rhetoric. No one's gonna have a real conversation. I did see Barack Obama at some point make comments like, hey guys, we gotta try to work together or stay together or not be at each other's throats. Barack Obama, to his credit, has tried to have some sort of conversation like that. But by and large, man, I think liberal politicians need to talk to their base and say, calm down. We don't like Trump, but it's okay. We're gonna get through the next 4 years. Calm down. Relax. You're gonna be fine. Trump's not gonna take away your freedoms or nothing. You're gonna be okay. You know what I'm saying? And like, literally, y'all have to start telling y'all people this, because there's a lot of y'all losing your minds and scared to death. And if we don't find a way to have real like conversations with people, to tell people like, yo, calm down, start reining some people in, I'm afraid of what's gonna happen with this country, man, because the way how some of y'all liberals set up, y'all don't want to share the same earth with anybody that disagrees with you. And then that makes some of y'all end up doing what ended up happening to Charlie Kirk. So grow a spine, respectfully. I say that with respect to the liberal political side. Stop being afraid. Listen, I wasn't really a fan of Joe Biden like that. But if he would have won again, if Kamala would have won, it is what it is. Yo, life goes on. See, my faith is not in any politician or any man or anything like that. Faith is in God, baby. God is the one who controls all things, or ordains all things to come to pass. I don't care who the president is. I'm not afraid. No man could touch me or hurt me or nothing unless it is within the will of God. And I think some of y'all, because you guys are so caught up in the here and now, no real spiritual eyes to comprehend the world, you think it's the end of the world when a president gets elected you don't like. And you feel like you got to take things into your own hands. So anyway, I don't say that to demonize liberals or anything like that, because I feel like at this moment we do need to be coming together. But real talk has to happen. And while this is a problem, I think that I see on both sides of the aisle, I really think that Donald Trump has done something to the political left psyche that they're really petrified. Hence, two assassination attempts on Trump and the assassination of Charlie Kirk. So rest in peace to him. Again, a man that I did not agree with a lot of things that he said, but rest in peace to him. He seemed like he was a believer in Christ. So I believe that the Lord welcomed him today back into his arms. Prayers to his family and prayers to our country, man, because this is scary. Scary that you could share your opinion, become so effective in sharing your opinion, and people just despise you so much that they want to take you out because they would rather do the cowardly thing and try to silence your voice than to actually try to challenge your ideas. See, the hard thing is challenging someone's ideas and actually winning the war, so to speak, of ideas in the public. See, because if you really have great ideas, you don't need to silence anybody. Present your ideas, debate your ideas, and the best ideas will catch on after a while. But the fact that you feel so threatened by Charlie Kirk, the fact that you have to try to take him out, makes me wonder, do y'all really have the best ideas? Do you really believe that you don't need to be afraid of people like Charlie Kirk? Just continue to present your ideas and trust that it might take a while, but it'll win out eventually. But nah, y'all wanted to silence someone because I guess that maybe you just felt intimidated. Maybe he was just a little bit too articulate. Maybe he just presented things a little bit too powerful for you to respond to. I don't know. Whatever is the case. But I think that there's a lack of humility that I see from the political left. There's a lack of humility. You guys think that the conservatives are all evil, and you don't recognize the evil in your own midst. You don't recognize the evil in your own political party. You just think that the sum total of evil exists in the Democrat Party and in the Republican Party, and that representation of evil is Donald Trump. But if you had a little bit of humility and you recognize that really no political party is clean, there's dirt with every politician, and they're going to advocate for things that are dirty in every way, shape, or form. And that requires humility when you participate in the political process. Then you could see someone say something that you might not like, but you would operate with humility. And you won't feel the need to try to remove the person from the planet because you understand that you don't got things all together either. But there's no humility in political discourse. Everyone thinks that they're correct, they're right, and the other guy's Satan incarnate. That's just what it is. And so as long as that type of demeanor exists, whether it's on the left or the right, you're going to continue to see this type of political action, assassinations take place. So anyway, rest in peace, Charlie Kirk, man. This has been Providence. Thank you guys for tuning in. See you guys in the next video.